Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Portugal Football Summit Podcast. Fantastic to have you along for the ride. And today we have a major treat. We have a one-on-one exclusive interview with Portuguese superstar Nani. He won the Euro 2016, the Champions League, and many other titles throughout a glittering career. One of the most capped players in the history of the Portuguese national team, he came out of retirement in January 2026 to sign a one-year deal with FC Aktobe in Kazakhstan, where he is a player, ambassador, and advisor as well. Nani, fantastic to have you on the Portugal Football Summit podcast. So much to discuss right now. I want to talk to you, obviously, about your adventure in Kazakhstan. But first, with the World Cup and Portugal playing in just a couple of days, the first question has to be about your relationship with the national team, your time as a star for Portugal, both in World Cups and Euros. What did it mean for you to put on the national team shirt? You did it 112 times, one of the most capped players ever in the history of Portugal. When you put on that shirt, what did it make you feel?
First of all, hi Pedro. It's an honor to be always talking to you. Yes, as you know, Portugal and national team for me is something special. It's always something who make me excite and vibrate when we talk about a national team games and remember the good old times when I was wearing the shirt, the Portugal shirt. It's always special. For me, it means a lot. It means a lot to the national Portugal team. Is like I said, every time I get involved with them, I get involved watching the games and supporting the teams, the old teammates, and follow some new young talents who are coming up to and showing them talent and representing very well our country. Still get me very excited. Obviously, with the World Cup coming to, I'm getting so nervous and anxious to see the first games and see how our national team will represent. I'm very positive because I trust on our team. I believe we have such a young talent who they show already so much mature and combining with some experienced players in our team. Like I said, I'm positive. I think we're gonna have good results in this World Cup, and I'm very confident. I believe we can win this competition.
Wow, so you think we can win it all for the first time ever?
I think it's possible, and I believe it's our time. Obviously, will be very difficult because we got big teams and fantastic national teams with fantastic players. We already saw France, Spain, Argentina, even Brazil. The population of Brazil, they are very excited with this World Cup. They are putting a lot of pressure on the players. I think the players will show something different this time. But yeah, and we cannot forget all the teams will compete in this competition. They are very well prepared, and today the football and the players improve a lot. It's much more quality, and physically the players, they're better prepared. So we know it's not gonna be easy for nobody, but our national team have and show already so much talent, and the way we've been playing, we've been dominating games, and yeah, I think we need just to find a way to be connect as a team, and the group must be running for the same way, and I believe everything will be fine for us. We will have a fantastic World Cup.
Okay, I love the confidence, Nani, and I want to ask you because you know what it takes to win a major tournament. I'll never forget Euro 2016, and neither will any Portuguese person alive, wherever they may live around the world. What does it take to win a big tournament then? Because it'd be fair to say that it's about more than playing well, right? Is it tactical? Is it psychological? Is it about the support that you get internally and externally from fans? Because many times Portugal played amazing football and they didn't win the tournament. And in Euro 2016, it'd be fair to say that it wasn't the most spectacular team we've ever had, but then we lifted the trophy. So, what words of wisdom can you share with us about what it takes to go all the
Yeah,
way?
I think first of all is about the team spirit.
Okay.
They must think the same, follow the same rules all together, and respect each other, fight for each other. And we know when Portugal national team got this attributes in the first position. The talent after it comes up, and on the difficult moments we can make things the other teams cannot do it, because we saw already in the previous competitions so many teams they've been showing good character and good team spirit, and that make them go far. But if you see the quality of football, maybe is nothing to compare with what we got in our national team. And sometimes we stay short in these competitions because we we show talent, we show quality, but when we needed to show the team spirit, to the players to sacrifice for each other, to sacrifice for the team to achieve something, maybe we don't show too much. And I believe this time to win the World Cup, the first things every player must think is give everything for each other, give everything for the team first, and then after the talent will come up.
You know, we've got a few players in amazing form and with great confidence. Of course, PSG won the UEFA Champions League, and you've got four Portuguese players there: Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, João Neves, and Gonçalo Ramos. Then you had Bruno Fernandes win an amazing season for Manchester United, beating the record of assists in the Premier League. I actually wanted to ask you about Bruno because you know him so well, you played with him. How important can he be for the Portuguese national team, especially after the season he had at United?
No, talk about Bruno is easy because it's been an amazing player for so many years. I played with him. I know how is his mentality, the desire. He wants to win every time. He wants to be the best at his position. So he always delivers something. You always can expect him to deliver something for the team. He's a player who likes to sacrifice sometimes for the team, like with this fighting spirit, to give everything, defending, attack, or tackling. And even if you have to play the ugly game, he will play. If you have to kick the ball away, he will kick the ball away. If you must play there more directly, he will play more direct. So he can put aside his beautiful game to win the game for the team. So I really appreciate that. So what I said before is when the players they have this mentality, it's easier to have a better results.
I also want to ask you about Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, you know him like few people do. So many years playing with him at Sporting, Manchester United, national team. He's 41 years old right now. How important can he still be to the Portuguese national team at this World Cup, taking into consideration that he is the all-time record holder for goals scored with a national team?
Cristiano can be so much important in every every ways and many different ways, because you've got the experience, He got the mentality. He can move people around the world. He can inspire people. He can inspire the player, the team, the staff with this just a couple of words. I believe is the most experienced player in the team, and obviously, if we think he will score all the goals, he will dribble, run, and make the same game he used to make a few years ago. We are all thinking wrong, so we need to accept the way he will play. He probably will run less. He probably will do magic things, less magic things. He used to do it in every game he used to play. But his presence on the field will create the impact, will push the other players to give a little bit more for him and for the team, for the national team, because there is a beautiful story behind, and every one of us, we are part of this story, and then we need to continue the story together. So I believe everyone needs to give a little bit more extra um, inside of the field, outside of the field, as if we are supporters, other fans, we need to connect. And we, as a Portuguese fans, we know Cristiano just not move the Portuguese fans, but they move all the fans in the world. We will have a lot of different nationalities supporting Portugal. And the people want him to win the World Cup. We know it's difficult, so many reasons, but with all these things I mentioned already, if we put it together, Portugal are in a very good position to win the World Cup. So we just need to think positive and be humble as a team, as a teammate, and as a staff, and then not talk too much and just think for inside of us, and then put on the field everything we desire, and then believe from our heart. That's the advice I can give.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good advice. You talked about the importance of the fans, and I wanted to talk to you about the importance of the Portuguese community in the United States. You played 3 great seasons in the MLS, Nani. You were an all-star. You helped Orlando City make the playoffs. So you know what it's like to play in the States, and you had a lot of support from Portuguese fans everywhere you went. I remember that. So how important can the Portuguese community in the US and the immigrants there and families and descendants of Portuguese immigrants, how much can they help?
So play in America was amazing experience. I never felt like so important as a player outside of my country. I felt like I was playing home because so many Portuguese people there, and they were there supporting me every stadium I was playing for Orlando, and it was amazing. I believe Portugal will have a great experience in America in this World Cup. We have so many Portuguese communities, and they will 100% be all there in the stadium supporting the team. Special the other cultures, they like Portugal, they like Cristiano, so they will follow, they will support, and I will be home. We will feel home, and it's a great moment for us to shine on the field and give our everything. And when I say our, because I still part of the national team, I'm still part of the Portuguese community. So we need to think like this. When we talk about national team, we need to say we. So every time in this World Cup will be very important for all the supporters outside of the atmosphere of the players to communicate and talk like this. We cannot talk as a individual. We cannot talk like saying the players there, we should do this or should that. We know we need to say we have to do that. We need to play our best game. We're gonna play. We're gonna win. So that will change everything.
For sure. I mean, if everybody pulls together, there's no doubt that we'll be stronger. So hopefully, that sense of community, both on the pitch and in the stands, can take us all the way. I wanted to ask you how you've seen the development of football or soccer in the US, because you had an opportunity to play there. You've obviously visited the US as well since you left Orlando. So, how has football developed in the States, and what can this World Cup do to keep them pushing forward?
I think they are doing great job in the last few years, and especially when they bring a motivation from the youth of the academies and the players who are growing up in America. It's so much talent there. The conditions is fantastic. The people are investing on football. So uh, I've been follow in the last few years. I've been there, so I know the country have so many space to explore this sport. And I believe in the next few years they will be at the very top level and to compare with the Europe. Yes, they're doing great job bringing the World Cup there as well. It's amazing, you know. And this time they can feel and they can really see how it's the football all over the world. That all cultures will be there, so they can learn and experience the different ways, the different mentalities, different approach of this fantastic, the best sport in the world.
The United States is just one of 8 countries, Nani, where you played. Obviously, Portugal, England, Turkey, Spain, Italy, Australia, and now Kazakhstan. You're quite a globetrotter. You're an ambassador for Portugal. What does that make you feel? What does it represent for you to take the Portuguese flag around the world like this?
Yeah, make me feel exactly the way you said. I a big ambassador for my country. Everywhere I go, the people receive me very well. They treat me. They always talk about Portugal national team. They talk about Portugal. Cristiano always, obviously, they is in the mouth of everyone. The time I played for Manchester, they remember, they follow. So many supporters. So it's amazing to experience different cultures and see the opinion and the way they live and they think about our countries as well. The passion, you know, it's all about footballers. Is all connected to this sport, so it's amazing. That's why I continue to play. I changed my mind a couple of times, and obviously in this age, when the people is they are the key for you to make decisions and to decide sometimes where you move next. So it's been amazing.
It's amazing still to see you playing and be active, Nani, after so many years and after a career that it's taken you to all these leagues and all these countries. I wanted to talk to you about your experience in Kazakhstan. Because, like you mentioned, you changed your mind in a way because you had retired at the end of your time at Strela da Amadora, but then you had an opportunity to, I guess, restart your career as a player, but it's about much more than that because at Aktobe you have a role which is also important off the pitch. You're there to help develop the club, but also football in the country of Kazakhstan. So tell us what your responsibilities are like and how you made that decision to return to an active role in football.
To be honest, to the decision to return to play football, to be honest with all of you guys, is you know me since I start playing football, and you know I'm a passionate person for this sport, and obviously I made my decision to retire in that time. But I was missing, and everyone was incentivate me to play because everywhere I went to play like a friendly match, or I was taking too serious, and then I was playing with a lot of energy, and they were saying you need to continue to play, you can play, and yes, I didn't resist, and as soon as the opportunity appeared, I had to change my mind and then continue to play. And obviously, in this case, was a little bit different. Not just to play, is to be an ambassador of this league on the club and give um, to share a little bit of my experience with the players, with the club, because this league they need to improve a lot. They need to improve in so many ways, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm giving my experience where I've been in all over the world. They always make me questions about my time in Manchester United, how the coaches react in these ways, how the direction, the directors or the club, the board, how they used to do this and that. And then this is the main reason I'm here as well. I'm trying to help the club to see things in different way and learn to improve for the next few years. I think they have they have the ambition to be better, to be a bigger club, and then even invest more in different ways to have a better players, better teams to compete in different way. And then since I arrived here, they've been treating me very well, and yeah, I had a conversation with the owner, so he explained to me a little bit about his history, and he's from the city. He grew up here, so he was very poor person as well. So he fight a lot to become who he are, and then so he knows what he have to do. This he wants to do something for these people, for the Octobians fans and supporting for the city, and his ambition is to bring the teams to the European competitions. So I believe with the good decisions and then all the knowledge they can learn in the future, they will do much better for the club.
So you've got this role as a player, ambassador, and advisor for Aktobe. And obviously, at the same time, you still got your academy in Portugal, right? Because that's something you did when you had initially, yeah, when you had initially retired here in Portugal. So I know how passionate you are about that project as well, and about nurturing young talent. So how do you still manage the academy? Are you in touch with the coaches?
Of
Is this
course.
something that definitely you want to continue to invest in the future?
No, no, no. This is my first project. That's the most important project in my life. So my academy has been doing great. Is improving so much, and even is causing so much trouble is in all the teams around my academy. Everyone is having problems because Nani academy is growing so fast, and yeah, and I've been dealing with so many things already, but it's been so much fun because I've been learning a lot with the kids how to manage some situations, how to help, and yeah, I'm very positive for the future because we got all the conditions, and I that's my passion, and I will give everything to make something beautiful with my academy because the kids who are with me, the ones who will come, I believe so many of them they will reach a good level. So I'm so excited with that.
You talk about nurturing young talent. So I have to ask you about your oldest son, Lucas. Is he still playing? How much advice do you give him? How much coaching do you give him? And is it something that he dreams about? Is becoming a professional player?
Yeah, he dreams about to become a football player, and he really loves the game. I sometimes I'm too hard on him, and but it's good. It's good because it make me remember uh, some of my time in my youth with my brother. The way he was pushing me and teaching me was really hard, and then we all know the kids sometimes they need that experience for the life, and then he's enjoying. That's the most important.
How much longer do you want to play? You've got this contract with Aktobe till the end of the season, which is a different season to Western Europe, right? So you finish the season in October, is it?
Yes. Yes.
So how much longer do you want to keep playing? And do you consider renewing your contract there in this role as a player, ambassador, and advisor?
Hey, Pedro, I learned one thing. I will not say nothing anymore because it's so many things waiting, so many things, so many projects, and f- I want to wait to the moment and see what's going to happen because my head now can change anytime. So many things, so many projects arriving, and I'm involved in my own projects as well. I want to make a lot of things happen. So I need to think. I need to think to see what is important in that moment, what makes sense. In the same time, enjoy the life, enjoy my family, my kids. Though they are growing up, and then I'm helping them to achieve them goals as well. So this is good. So for now, my life is in a good moment. So excited. That's why I don't stop.
We talked about your role as an ambassador of Portugal, and here on the Portugal Football Summit podcast, we've been promoting interviews with big personalities in the world game. And as an important person for the history of Portuguese football, what does it mean for you to participate in this podcast? And I remember talking to you at the first edition of the Portugal Football Summit here last year when you also spoke about your experience. So how important is it that there is a project such as the Portugal Football Summit that promotes Portugal's place as an elite country in the football landscape?
No, it's very important. I think Portugal, it's been in the mouth of everywhere in the world. Everywhere I've been, they've been talking about, oh, the Portugal football is it's amazing. I like the way the players and so many good talents coming. Some players finish career, and then another top players appearing, so never finish. And the job of the youth academies in Portugal is it's brilliant. I said yes. In our country we really live football in a very different way. We are very passionate for this sport, and then from very young, you can see the kids and the parents, they really invest, and the coaches and the academies, we are doing a great job. So that's the reason of s- so many talent Portuguese players appearing in all best leagues in the world. Yeah, and this, Pedro, is it's amazing because you feel proud, and you came from where you came from, and then that make you very excited for the future of our country, for the future of the football, because sometimes you scare when you had so many talents like Figo, Deco, Cristiano, Nanis and Charismas and all these talents. And then some people sometimes put me this question: "Oh, do you think there will be any other players like you guys?" I said, "Yes, why not? In different ways, but they will continue to motivate the country and the football and inspire the football all over the world." And then now we can see, look, you have João Neves, Vitinha, Nuno Mendes. They won two times the Champions League, and when you watch the games, you really enjoy because they are so talented, and in them way. Um, but it's amazing. So yeah, it's amazing to talk about your country and see we are creating impact all over the world.
Nani, it's been an absolute pleasure to have an opportunity to speak with you on the Portugal Football Summit podcast. Congratulations for your career, everything you've done on and off the pitch. Let's see if Kazakhstan is the last stop in your world tour during your career, right? We'll be following it closely. And there's no doubt that you have a lot of confidence for the World Cup coming up. So let's hope that Portugal gives us an historic title in the United States. We'll have a few weeks to wait to see if that can happen. But wish you all the best, and thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you to you, Pedro. All the best to all the team there. It's always an honor to be part of your program, your interviews. And yes, obviously, we are all excited for the competition to start because I know you as well. You will support Portugal. You are a big fan as well. So let's do it, guys. All the
For
best.
sure. Let's do it. Ciao, Nani. Grande abraço.
Tchau, tchau, amigo. Aquele abraço. Tamo juntos.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Portugal Football Summit Podcast. We promise big names, we deliver big names. Great to hear from Nani, who is out there in Kazakhstan, so enthusiastic about the World Cup, the prospect of Portugal winning the tournament in the US, also giving us some insights on how it is to live a big tournament like this in the national team, talking about some of the big stars and some of his career highlights as well, which have taken him to 8 countries overall. Stay tuned to another episode, which will be coming your way soon. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this podcast as well. See you soon.